FBI open up. Police officers kicked down not one but two of Diddy's big houses, and what they found will make people remember this forever in a bad way. Thousands of bottles of slippery stuff, really powerful guns with the numbers scratched off, freak-off supplies straight out of a scary Netflix show. Crime stuff, moving people around for bad reasons, mysterious people who disappeared. From hip-hop big shot to someone accused of crimes. Is this when a famous person falls down? Stay tuned. This is only the beginning. Before we begin, parents should know this might not be good for kids to hear. The following is only to teach and entertain people. This is the exact words from the federal courtroom testimony of the Sean Diddy Combs trial as reported by the City Press. Last year, we saw something completely different when federal agents showed up at Sean Diddy Combs' big houses in Miami and Hollywood Hills like it was Black Friday and he was the last TV on sale. No appointments, no polite phone calls, just pure federal energy.
Breaking news at 5. It's video you first saw live on Fox 11. Homeland Security agents in those Bearcats converge on the home of Sean Diddy Combs. Officials confirm the raid is tied to a trafficking investigation.
And here's the thing, they didn't just hit one house, they hit two. Because apparently when you're the police officers and you smell trouble, you go full shark mode. Now Diddy went completely white in the face when the police officers started listing every item they found in his creepy mansion. The word on the street was electronic files, digital dirt, the usual computer stuff, and many more things that I'm going to cover.
I am announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs has threatened and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
You're all going to need to sit down for this next part because what the police pulled out of those houses reads like a Netflix series nobody asked for. Now the thing that we already know by now is 1,000 bottles of slippery stuff and baby oil. And that's just the first course. The main course, 3 AR-15s, really powerful guns, with scratched off serial numbers because apparently someone thought they were starring in their own action movie.
Charlamagne, in the last hour you asked me a question about Diddy, the alleged guns that they found, or they found them, but that they're alleging are his, the AR-15s, and how that relates to the indictment. So I found the exact answer to that. So the special agent Gerard Gannon that was talking about the AR-15s is talking about this because in the indictment they are trying to say that Diddy himself allegedly would brandish firearms to intimidate others. So it is to the gist of what I was mentioning to you, but I wanted to make sure.
Now these weapons raise some really serious questions like, what happened? Did they use these weapons for any bad things? But here's where it gets absolutely wild. They found what the court papers called various freak-off supplies. Yeah, they put that in official court documents. Electronics, drugs, bullets, and a drum magazine rounded out this treasure hunt from hell. Now listen, when police officers are writing down Diddy's slippery stuff collection in an official court paper, you know he made some interesting life choices. So we went from bad boy for life to bad boy for real quick. Anyway, organized crime conspiracy ain't no parking ticket, folks. That's organized crime territory, like they think you're running a whole operation, not just throwing questionable house parties.
I was in the courthouse listening to David James's testimony, and it got contentious at points between himself when he was being cross-examined by one of Combs' attorneys, Mark Agnifilo, and at one point he was even asked himself about hiring a prostitute and bringing it back to Combs' home without his knowledge, buying cocaine without Combs' knowledge. So again, it's what did Combs know? What did he not know? What were these employees doing on their own accord, or were they really carrying out this RICO conspiracy?
And moving people around by force, lying, or making them do things they don't want to do. That's the kind of charge that makes your lawyer charge overtime just to read the paperwork. We're talking about moving people across state lines for activities that would make your grandmother gasp and hold her chest. Now, this is a serious thing considering we have no clue what happened to Kim Porter, Brittany Murphy, and his white adopted daughter. But here's what really gets me. The September 2024 court papers weren't playing games. It laid everything out in black and white. Remember those tapes about freak-off parties? Well, the court papers clearly confirmed that during the March 2024 searches, law enforcement took various freak-off supplies.
ABC's Rena Roy is covering the trial from the U.S. District Court in Lower Manhattan.
A former assistant of Sean Diddy Combs walking back into court today in New York City, testifying against his one-time boss, telling jurors what it was like to work for the rap mogul. David James recounted one employee telling him, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We're all here to serve in it." James testifying today that he was required to set up hotel rooms for Combs stocked with 40 different skincare products, a Louis Vuitton bag that routinely contained $10,000 in cash, and 25 to 30 different pill bottles. He told jurors he also stocked hotel rooms with baby oil, lubricant, and condoms. Prosecutors showing jurors these supplies that they say were found in Combs' hotel room the night he was arrested.
They also found drugs.
Tons of drugs, guns, and even platform heels and baby oil were found at Combs' Miami home when it was raided last year. Special Agent Gerard Gannon, he led the search team in Miami, and he took the stand today. He testified that they found guns, including 2 dismantled AR-15s without serial numbers. Now, this bin contained 25 bottles of baby oil, 31 bottles of Astroglide, and this Gucci bag, which he said included evidence of cocaine, ketamine, and A. So they also found a dozen pairs of platform high heels. 3 cell phones were actually found inside a Balenciaga boot. These new images and testimony, they are the latest effort by the prosecution to try to convince the jury that Sean Combs took part in something called racketeering. And so this is their case that they are building against him. And tomorrow we're expecting musician Kid Cudi to take the stand.
Specifically, as I talked about earlier, they found 3 AR-15s and a drum magazine. These weren't just for show. They're high-capacity weapons.
Seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and the large-capacity drum mag.
The fact that the serial numbers on the AR-15s were scratched off is a huge red flag that suggests someone was trying to make them untraceable, which just adds more layers to this onion. The huge amount and type of items found, from the massive amount of slippery stuff to the scratched-up guns, suggested something far beyond a typical celebrity lifestyle. This was on another level. Every item collected adds to the pile of evidence, painting a clearer, but more concerning picture for investigators. The police definitely got their hands full. With these charges and the evidence found, Diddy's future is looking mighty uncertain. Only time will tell how this dramatic story unfolds. The world is watching, folks. Every move, every statement, every new piece of evidence is being looked at closely. Ain't no privacy when the police come knocking. Regardless of what happens, these events are bound to leave a lasting mark on Diddy's legacy. The music will always be there, but the conversation has definitely changed. Is this the end of the story? Probably not. With high-profile cases like this, there are always more twists and turns. Keep your eyes open for what's next. So what do you think about these shocking discoveries? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you thought this was wild, just wait until next time. I will see you in the next one.